Hello, everyone. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And yeah, I'm like a tech genius guru now, which I totally am not. I already forgot to put Do Not Disturb on my phone. But yeah, we are figuring out new things. Baby steps, man. Baby steps. So yeah, yeah. Um, Yes, I'm very fancy now. You guys have no idea how long that countdown thingy took me. Pretty much all afternoon. Like, it was ridiculous how long it took me. Anyway, super excited. Happy New Year to everyone. I'm like moving things around on my screen so I can actually see what on earth I'm doing. This is a little bit nuts. So, yeah, hello to everyone and Happy New Year. And yeah, yay for new things. Yes, yay for me finally figuring out the tech and stuff that I've had for many months now. A year, really, I think, is when I first. It was the beginning of last year. I can't even remember. Anywho, and yes, for now we're staying warm.
Yep.
We're supposed to hit like minus 45 in a week. And yes, and I always get, there's always people that like to argue. Minus 40 is the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit.
It's
Really,
cold.
once you hit minus 35 roughly, it just doesn't matter anymore. It's just cold. Cold. So, yeah, we're hitting minus 44 apparently this coming weekend, which we generally hit every winter, but it's going to be cold. Not looking forward to it. I will be running all the heaters in here when that happens. And I think it's supposed to happen next weekend during our live.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think that's when the cold snap is supposed to hit. So that's going to be fun. I'm not going to say it's going to be interesting. I've been in here for 3 years now? 2 years?
This is your second. We started this in a fall, I think. So
It was in fall, but I can't remember if it's been two. I think it's been 3 years.
This is your third, coming up to your third winter.
Something. Yeah, I think this is my third winter in here. So yeah, I have weathered the crazy cold and all the things. So I wear hoodies. I got socks and sweatpants and slippers and all the things. Like it's all good. It's all good. So, did you get a haircut? Yes. It's not anything special. I didn't curl it or make it fancy because I can't be bothered. But yeah, got my haircut last week. Doing all the things. Okay. So yeah, it's supposed to get stupid cold. We'll survive, hopefully. Hopefully. Either that or we'll just be literally frozen. We shall see. Now, okay, I think we're good on all the things. It seems like everything is working. Hopefully. And yeah, hello to all my peoples. You need a heated blanket for your lives to keep you warm. I have a heated one. Yeah, and I actually use it sometimes. I have it, I'll like wrap myself up in it and have it plugged in here where I plug in my heat tool, and I'll have my heated blankie too, yeah, while I'm working. You gotta do what you gotta do. It gets a little nuts. Yeah. Okay. Everything seems to be working. Now for my next trick. It worked. That was the other thing I finally figured out how to do in one click. So, yay! I don't know where the sound effects are. I could add those. That'll be next time. I'm not, yeah. There's like little sound effects and applause and all the things. So, hold your applause or clap. I don't care. I deserve it. It's doing all these things is a little bit nuts. So, anywho, okay. Oldies but goodies for those that might be new. This set has a very special place in my crafty arsenal and on my YouTube channel. I do have an entire playlist. That's what I forgot to do, was link to the playlist, but you can find it on my YouTube channel. I have dozens of videos using this stamp set. It came out many years ago. 2018. So 5+ years ago. Still one of my favorites. It is stained black because I love it so very much. And yeah. We're gonna use it along with other oldie but goodies, some newer stuff. I got glitter paper. I got mica stains. Like, I got all kinds of things. But before we get to the actual card making, I need to do the background because this is gonna take a little bit to dry. So, yeah. Canson XL watercolor paper. Nothing fancy. I do think I want to trim this down a bit before I actually put anything on it. So let's just quickly trim this down. I'm going to do a 5x7 card as well. I don't do them very often, but yeah. So if I've got 5x7s, for now I'll cut this to 5x7, but then I'll trim this down probably for the card base. But this will give me a bit of a visual. So I got my watercolor paper, just like so. Okay. Love it. Love it. Yeah, it is my favorite stamp set. Like, bar none. Okay. Making sure I really liked your nails when each one was a different color. Yeah, that's time consuming. I did that once, and the funny thing was, and I don't care. I don't care. This is gonna bring in some trolls, I'm sure. That one, because I did them in rainbow colors, I lost subscribers. I got the most ridiculous backlash for doing my nails. For those that, you know, want to find issues with all the things. Rainbow all the things, man. We are inclusive here. If you don't like it, please unsubscribe. And if you want to try and cause trouble, you're going to find out what my personality is really like. And yeah, I got my little unpaid intern moderating, and he will boot all of the miserable trolls out the door. So anyway, yeah, I just did these are Mooncat, because I know people will ask. Mooncat, a very merry unbirthday. So yeah, super fun, love it. Okay, I got my stencil. This is the floating leaf stencil, also an oldie but goodie. This came out, yeah, a few years ago. It's a nice big one. That's why I pulled it out, and I thought it would just be a nice background for this. And, yep, yeah, no. When people get very, very upset, thankfully very few, but we'll weed out those few that like to cause trouble and throw a fit over me simply just being inclusive. Like, come on, people. Okay, I got crackle paste because we're gonna do some crackle paste. I don't have a backup set. I've thought about it, but this thing has held up through all the videos, everything else. We'll get to it. But yeah, that set. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, it's my favorite. I love it. So let's just apply some crackle paste. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Was get. You want to do me a favor? Grab that container and go put just a little blob of dish soap and warm water in it. It only needs to be like half full. Okay. Try not to spill it on your way back.
No promises.
And yeah, try not to kill yourself in the process by tripping. I knew there was something I forgot because I need to clean my stencil off as soon as I'm done using it. So we are going to apply a nice thin layer of crackle paste. Politics have no place in our crafty world. Being inclusive is not politics. I don't have any place for politics or religion on my social media. That is an absolute no-go and will be deleted. Everything I don't engage. But being inclusive is neither of those. Like, human rights are human rights, and I will die on that hill. So I will never not talk about that or make cards about it or anything else, because love is love. Okay, so I'm just playing it thin. I'm not going for a perfect, because some of this is going to get trimmed off. Also, some of it's just, yeah, like not worried about it at all. Okay, and then, okay.
Unpaid intern coming through.
Yes, the set is still available. Thank you. Let's just set it here for a second. So I can go like this.
I'm assuming you don't want the lid.
Yes, we'll put the lid on it so that so that neither of us knock it over. Because then we can just set it aside. It can just sit and soak, and then I'll deal with it after the live. So, no, it's all good. You can go sit down. I'm going to put this over here. There. That's fine over there. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Making sure everything is still working. Okay. So, yes, and I do have links to all the things in the description box below the video. The camera flickered again.
Did it?
Yep, the face one. I didn't even do nothing. Anyway. Okay. I've got... Everything's good. Everything's good. Okay. So we're just going to set this aside and let it dry because it'll do all of its crackly, fabulous everything. Because right now it's just wet. So we're going to set that aside. Let that dry. And then we're going to get to the star of the show. So yes, this set is still available. I wouldn't use it otherwise because doing this as a job can't really be promoting stuff that people can't get anymore. And while I understand, like, some people like to just use it anyway, we understand. A lot of people don't. And if it's not available, I can't in good conscience use it because people get angry. It's bad enough that people get angry when, you know, I stand with the LGBTQIA+. It's bad enough that people get angry over some of the other things, or that I talk too much, or that they really hate my lives. 2024 started off with a bang. It's been interesting. Anyway. Yeah, using stuff that's no longer available. I'm going to have to trim these down too. Didn't realize I forgot the size of all the things, so we'll just trim this a little bit. So, Crackle paste is fabulous, just texture paste. And you'll see it in its glory later on, once it's dry. Yeah, it applies just like it is, you know, kind of smooth, whatever. But as it dries, it cracks and it's beautiful. I love it. I love Crackle paste. It's linked below. Big old bottle like this will last forever. My previous bottle, in fact, I just started using this bottle. My previous bottle of it was the Wendy Vecchi one. Same thing. It was made by Ranger. I had it for years. Used it for years and used it up. But it took me probably like 5+ years. I always say pastes have a shelf life. They will not last forever. Just, you know. But one, press and seal. I've shown that in a bunch of videos. Already explained that. Like, helps seal, keeps air out, yada yada. But these pastes last like a really long time. They do. Okay. Any hints on what the new color will, the new Tim Holtz color be? I have no hints. And if I actually had it in my hands, I wouldn't say anything anyways, ever. I have no idea. All I know is it'll be a neutral. That's what Tim stated before the Lost Shadow was released, you know, a couple months ago, whenever that was. And yeah, no idea. I pre-ordered it, but by the time because they don't ship until release day. So by the time I even get it, it'll be revealed because he's revealing it on Saturday. Yeah, that's when it's being released. So yeah, the last new Tim Holtz color. Can I fit both of these on here? Okay. So, yeah. Will I be able to fit two? No, I won't. So I'll just trim them both down. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I have zero idea. Don't have any hints. And yeah, if I did, I wouldn't be saying nothing. I value my job too much to give things away before releases, etc. Because Yeah. I'm excited though. Like, I guess I could have done that 8.5. What was I thinking? Whatever. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. So yeah, again, same watercolor paper. This is Canson XL. Watercolor paper. Will it really be the last though? With Tim Holtz, it's honestly going to be up to Ranger. Whether or not they... Yeah, we'll just see. Because yes, if Tim Holtz wants to release another dozen colors, will we all get them? Of course we will. Of course we will. Like, who are we kidding? But yeah, it's up to Ranger and whether or not, you know, because you start thinking of the logistics and space and all the things. That's the issue. But yes, if Tim Holtz wants to release more colors, I will be first in line to buy them. Is multimedia matte similar to Crackle without the Crackle? No, multimedia matte is an adhesive. It's not a paste. I think I sure did see a lot of Unraxel, sort of a cool blue-gray in the mix. I was probably a lot of people using Speckled Egg. Who knows? Who knows? I can't speak for his makers whether or not they were sneaking a new color or neutral. He said it was supposed to be neutral. Who knows? There was lots of amazing makes in his live, because yeah, Tim was live yesterday with his Vault release. Okay, what am I doing? We're gonna do that. I need my embossing powder. Tons of amazing makes and inspiration and all the things. Loved it. And yeah, he'll have a ton more, I'm sure, to show on Saturday when they release the color. And I'm using a bunch of Tim Holtz sprays and stuff today too, because they're amazing. I love them. Okay. Okay. So, Canson XL watercolor paper, generally my go-to. Since we are going to do very simple watercoloring, you want watercolor paper, you could also use Ranger watercolor paper. I just like the Canson because it's cheap. And then anti-static powder, which I just want to get a good amount out. Just like so. That prevents the embossing powder from clinging to anything but the stamped image. And then we are not even... No, we're just not going there. All right. So yeah. And just, you know, just a reminder. I already said what I said. If people want to try and argue with me or state their own personal opinion about anything regarding inclusivity, love is love, etc., go start your own YouTube channel there. I will delete your comments. If you keep coming back, you'll get banned. I'm not here to play with that stuff. I've had enough. It has been ridiculous the last couple of years, and I've made it very clear where I stand. Any amount, and if that triggers you and you want to try and argue with me on my social media, on my lives, nope, banned. So, yeah, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I do not have to platform yours. Just stating the obvious. I don't have to platform it. I don't have to deal. I've dealt with enough. I've received enough hate, death threats, everything else, you know? And I'll keep saying it. I'll keep saying it. And like I've always said, I will die on this hill. Love is love, and I will always be inclusive. So yeah, if all the rainbow things behind me and on my wrist, etc., I haven't given it away. And yes, when I paint my nails in rainbow colors, and my rainbow rings, and rainbow all the things, for one, because I love rainbows, and two, love is love, man. So, anywho, let's just start the first live of 2024 off with a bang. I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink because it's, again, my favorite. This stamp is very well conditioned, as you can tell by the staining. And it takes ink beautifully and it stamps beautifully. And I'm using the VersaFine Clair because it takes a while to dry, so then we can heat emboss it. Okay, we can heat emboss it. And I'm going to use Wow's Clear Matte Dull embossing powder, which actually melts to a matte finish. Again, just personal preference. I decided to do this instead of just clear embossing powder, which you can totally use, because I'm going to use shiny, sparkly mica stains to color this. And I am now like worked right up because, yeah. Anyway, okay, we'll do that one, and then we'll do the next one. Okay, there we go. There we go. Anti-static powder. Just a good little tap. Sometimes stamping is a good form of therapy. I need to slam a few things and break a few things. Like, oh, yep. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Amy's good. Amy's good. We're going to do two because it's a big card, and I think I'm going to have them offset. That's what I'm picturing in my head. Either that or I'm going to change everything and it's going to be pride and rainbows today. Well, that was going to be for a future card. Because, man, people get me mad. Anyway. Okay. I wish I could find a black ink that stamps like VersaFine Clair that's alcohol marker friendly. It's, yeah. The problem with that is because of inks like this and the oils in them, you know, alcohol ink immediately is just like smear it everywhere. That would be perfection, but alcohol marker friendly inks either need to be very fast drying, so the total opposite, or yeah, pretty much they have to be fast drying, so it's a completely different formula. But yes, if this worked for alcohol markers, this would be my holy grail, but different inks for different things. And yeah, it's just the nature of all the things. There are some good alcohol marker friendly inks that are great for watercoloring too. I just prefer this one because of the heat embossing element that I just like to do. Do you need to? No. Like, even for what, watercoloring, this doesn't need to be heat embossed. I just like the raised edges because it's like bumper pads, and it just means I don't have to worry so much about things, melding together and making a mess and etc. etc. So yeah, it's a personal preference thing because we can make what we want. Okay, so I've got that. And do you know who drew the stamp set? No, actually, I do not. I don't. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Let's melt. Okay, the other thing I'm going to show, I'm going to try to do this as close up as possible, because the neat thing with the Wow Clear Matte Dull embossing powder is as it's melting, it will go glossy. But as the second it cools off, which is really quick, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show this on camera, like actually show it. But as it cools off, it goes matte. You see, there's no shiny reflection like you get with regular clear embossing powder. Again, it's just a personal preference. They're all great. I love them. But that was the look I was going for. Okay, let's try this again. See if I probably can't. Yeah, can't really show it on camera, but you'll see it in real life if you have this stuff. Yeah, it goes glossy, then you know it's melted, and then it just immediately cools off and goes matte, so there's no reflection. That's, yeah, it's fun. So then the only thing with this that makes the clear matte dull a little bit more difficult in a sense to work with it, because I always talk about like tilting it in the light, you know, to see everything shiny. You don't see the shiny with this, so it's a little more difficult to make sure you actually got everything. But I'll just blast it again if there's an area I'm not sure of, and then we're good. Okay. What now?
It's interesting watching it change color on the screen.
Could you actually see it on the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then that's cool. Cool. Cool story, bro. Let me quickly clean this off. I do have this linked, I think, in my most used tools and things. I got too many things going on camera, but I want to clean off all that ink because I plan on using this on the inside of the card, of course. We've got to finish the inside of the card. Okay. Okay. Just wipe that off. And then put that over there. Put this over here. Where's my stamp set? So yeah, stained. Very, very stained because this has been very, very well used and loved, and it works amazing. So we will come back to him a little bit later. Let's get that out of the way. So I got those, and they're just beautimous. Okay. I don't think I missed anything. I assume Chris would have told me. Okay. And yes, you can totally stamp images. Like, if you want an image to be heat embossed, but you want to color it with alcohol markers, stamp it in alcohol marker friendly ink. This is where you need a stamp positioner like a MISTI, etc. Stamp it in alcohol marker friendly ink, color with your alcohol markers, put it back in your stamp positioner, anti-static powder, stamp with your embossing ink of choice, and heat emboss with your embossing powder of choice. It is a little finicky. There's extra steps. However, you do not want to use alcohol markers with things that have been heat embossed. There's something about alcohol markers and heat embossed images. The heat embossing gets eaten up by the alcohol markers, and it will literally wreck the nibs of your markers. So, okay. Okay. Looks like you can get 2 decent card fronts out of each. Yes, but I'm doing a 5x7 card, so I'm only getting 1 card front out of this, and I'm fine with it. We're gonna hack it up, and people are gonna maybe get upset, but it's okay. I've done dozens of videos using this set. You just do it. So we're gonna shake up. I might not need this. We'll see. We're gonna shake up. We're gonna use mica stains to do our watercolor because they're shimmery and sparkly, and why not? So I have them all linked below. These are the colors I'm planning on using. We're gonna do pinks and reds because Valentine's. Why not? It's gonna be a. I am gonna probably use a Valentine sentiment on this, and then like always, those watching live, you can put your name and mailing address in the form that's linked directly below the video, and the unpaid intern will pick a winner at the end of the live, and I'll mail it to you. So you'll get an actual Valentine card that's going to be pink and red. That's the plan. Can you use Gamsol? I have not used Gamsol in years. Years and years and years. I can't remember if it will play nice with heat. I kind of almost think it won't, because Gamsol is a mineral spirit. It's just artist grade. It would probably degrade heat embossing as well. So you would do the exact same thing as how I described with alcohol markers. Is stamp, color with color pencils, use your Gamsol to blend them, da-da-da, anti-static powder, restamp with your embossing ink, and heat emboss. Okay, so let's shake these dudes up to get all the shimmeriness and amazingness. And then we're gonna watercolor them. Okay. That's funny. There we go. It's getting close. Well, good. Stain stamps are loved stamps, you know, and they do. They work better the more you use them. So you want to make sure to get all of the mica shooken up in these. So these are all shooken up. This one I can show. So there it all is sitting, just like so. So you want to make sure these are shooken up before you use them. Even though I'm not spraying them, we're gonna paint with them. It's gonna be a fun time, man. Okay. This one. Okay. There we go. Okay. Everything's shooken up. I didn't need that. So that's fine. Meh. And then the other thing I need is my little cloth. And that. Okay. And the camera did again.
After you plugged it in?
No. After I stood up.
Well, that's...
I don't know. This is why I'm not kidding when I say I have tech issues all the time. I gotta move my little trackpad out of the way. Oh, I can see I've already angered a troll. Good job. I don't care. It's getting thumbs down. Not the comments. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not worried about it. Okay, let's give myself some room. Oh, status update on the crackle paste. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. It's not dry yet. It's going to take a bit longer. We'll come back to this after I'm done the watercoloring. But this is why I love crackle paste. Because see, look at all those little hairline cracks. Look at it. Isn't it cool? That's why I love crackle paste. It just does that on its own. It's magic. Okay. Back to what I was doing. That's the third time. I don't know. Don't you touch nothing.
No, I'm just looking.
Don't touch nothing. Yeah. We'll have to... We thought it was like just how I got a whole new unit to hook the cameras up to, blah, blah, blah. And...
It's always the same one.
Yes. So, who knows? Who knows? Okay. So, I've shaken these up really well. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, I've shaken these up really, really well. And then when I want to watercolor with them, I just like so. Just kind of dab it onto my palette. It's not going to look like much, but the shimmer is there. It's going to be amazing. And I think that's all I need. That's going to be lots. That's going to be lots. So we'll leave that over there. Okay. And then, so that was Yuletide, which is like red.
Sorry.
Just checking the sound.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're the one person that's having sound issues, that's on your end. You can probably just
there's.
You can refresh, check your sound levels on the video, but the sound here is working just fine.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure.
I know. If everyone's saying it, then it's like, ooh, did I mute? Or yes.
Yes, but I'm trying to look for these.
Yes. You've triggered the unpaid intern. He's just like tech issues. Yeah.
I've got 20 years of this.
Chris, keep your boy muscles off our equipment.
My boy muscles.
His boy muscles. Yeah, his boy energy.
Energy.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yes.
Was his boy energy.
Yeah. Give it some boy energy.
Yeah. No, it's a little conundrum with the flickering camera issues. I'm maybe we'll figure it out, but it's random things. It's now random. It used to be when we were when I was plugging things in, and so we got a different unit. I needed to anyway, but that obviously didn't fix it. So maybe it's just the camera, which it shouldn't be because this camera is quite new and freaking expensive. I'm not happy.
Be the first one, right?
All the amount of cameras I've gone through, the amount of tech I've gone through. Question, can you add mica stain to the crackle paste? Yes, you can kind of add anything that is water soluble to paste. When it comes to that though, especially any sort of opaque paste, if you want to add mica stain to it, it will tint. You will most likely lose any of the actual sparkle. Because again, it's just the nature of it. But yeah, you can tint pastes with sprays and all of that. Also be aware though that if you're using anything like really liquidy to tint your paste, you are going to change the consistency of the paste. So it's going to act differently. But you can always experiment, because why not? Okay, watercolor. So I got all my little puddles of color. And then, yeah, I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. And all we're gonna do is paint with it. So, we're gonna start with darkest. And we're not doing anything fancy. Anybody can do this. Literally. Like, this does not take any skill. You're just filling in the lines. And I'm just using a little Tim Holtz water brush for this. Like, same old, nothing's changed here. And then at the end, again, I will also show with my flashlight because this is going to be incredibly sparkly. So, obviously the more water, the less intense the color. Just like so. It's definitely difficult to color and talk on a live at the same time. I haven't got to paint.
Tiny bit more investigation.
Are you now?
Yeah.
Okay. You do that. So, we do that one. And I'm going to do the bud as this dark Yuletide color as well. And then the other thing to always remember, if you are using mica stains or oxide sprays, oxide inks, anything that has an element of shimmer or pigment to it, the same rules always apply. Same as when, you know, they're sitting in their bottle and I talk about gravity. See, it was sitting on its side, everything's settled, all the beautiful shimmer. The same thing applies to this, gravity. So these little puddles look dark because all that shimmer is now sitting against the palette. It is fallen thanks to gravity. So when you're painting, you don't want to just like touch the very top of the bubble. That's just going to give me the color, but I'm not going to give you the shimmer. So I go in kind of from the side, or you swirl it up depending on what you're doing. to actually get the full magical goodness of it. You checked?
You might want to turn it up like 1 or 2 notches.
I can't turn it up, but I could bring it down a bit. Because I got cords in the way. There we go. There. I'll just bring the microphone a little closer to me. That should work. No. No. Everything's good. That was weird. This is what... Shh. Everyone be very, very... I don't know what... Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that?
Where's that coming from?
I'm not sure. That was really weird.
Stand over here for a minute, see if I can catch it.
As if there's like an actual live gremlin back there unplugging things.
I might hear what speaker it's coming from though.
It was coming from my Mac, like the actual computer. That was what was making the noise. Anyway, let's just keep going and see what happens. Doing lives can be stressful. Changing things is stressful. Learning new tech is stressful. This is why I sweat when I'm doing lives. But we'll see. We'll just see. We'll see how things go. I'm just... Anyway. Okay. Everything should hopefully be working okay. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. You know. Back to painting. Let's get these painted. So we'll just do like this. And like this. Okay. Kind of add a bit more to this one. Okay. Let's see, blending brushes both. I would not use the same blending brushes with both those. They are completely different formulas of ink, and I wouldn't mix them. Yeah, I wouldn't mix, because the type of, even though the original Simon inks are water-based and everything, but just because of their properties, and they're not water reactive, and they are just different. I never mixed my brushes with those and other dye-based inks to positively saturated, distress, etc., etc. Oh, I didn't grab a color for the centers. Good job, Amy. I'll mix something. It'll be fine. Okay. Next one is a cocktail party. A nice deep pink. So we're gonna just repeat the process. I don't think it really matters. It really doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. So yeah. Okay. Is there at least where... No, everything should hopefully be fine. We'll just see. Tech issues are the bane of my existence, especially during lives. It's stressful, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Gonna get this one painted up. Yep. And then we'll go back to this one. Making sure I'm still on camera, that everybody can see what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, definitely. The gremlins I have to deal with in here, and who knows, there probably is a gremlin behind, like, in my computer, causing all the issues.
His name is Bob.
Bob the gremlin?
Yes.
Yeah. That would not surprise me at all. Because, yeah, it's literally a game of whack-a-mole. We figure out one thing, like, and then something else breaks. That's just how it is, and it's unbelievably frustrating, but whatever. Is what it is. Okay, as long as everything's still working, that's all that matters. So, yeah. Okay, then we're going in with Winterberry, which is the lightest pink, and it's super shimmery. They're all super shimmery, but this one is just divine. So we're gonna, and see, like I said, you don't need any special skills or like tons of watercolor experience, anything. Like, I'm just slapping on the color. I'm not doing anything crazy or difficult. The only thing difficult is just being stressed out and waiting for something to break. Love it. Love it. Love that for me. So, yeah. Swirl my brush in there so that I make sure I'm actually picking up the Fabulous shimmer. And then, there we go. There we go. So, like I said, I forgot a color for the flower centers. Let's see if the camera flickers again because I stand up. Let's do, you'll have to add flickering candle to my list.
Flickering candle.
Yeah, that's a good one for flower centers. It's such a beautiful color. I loves it. Okay. Thank you, Robbie. There we go. Get out of there. Yeah. Okay. I don't need very much of this. I just need like one drop. There we go. That's lots. So we got our drop of flickering candle. And yeah, because I said it, maybe the camera knows. It knows. Anyway. Okay. We're going to use that for the centers and kind of just do around where the little stamens are. I am legit not concerned at all about getting them exact. It doesn't matter. Like, we're just gonna paint it on and then just dab it over those little spots. Kind of go do. Yep. Good enough. Good enough. They're tiny little areas. It really doesn't matter in my opinion. So just zhuzh it on. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Like that. Paint it on in there and in there. Okay, so we got the flowers painted. And then colors also, thank you. And then okay, my greens, they're hard to tell. And that's how it looks. My lighting is weird. I'm using Bubbling Cauldron and Tree Lot for my greens. You don't need to use two, but you guys know me. I like to use 2 shades of green. And yeah, we're just gonna start painting. So we're gonna do, this is Bubbling Cauldron, which is my lighter shade of green. So we're gonna do those, and we'll do these ones with it, just like so. Okay. And we got this one, just going in. Painting that. And that little bit. Yep. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. And then we do it again. Okay. And then we just repeat. super simple. Okay. Having to remember what it is I'm doing. Because I already forget. Okay. I love the sprays. I know, the spray, they're fun. Honestly. They are just fun. I avoided sprays for the longest time. And then I got into the oxide sprays first because, you know. And I always found sprays intimidating until I started playing with them. And then I was like, I love these. They are the best. Because, yeah, I like the fact that you can't really predict how things are going to turn out. And you can't fully control it, which makes things more exciting. Okay. Now we're going in with the dark. So the tree lot, we're going to use on these leaves. So we've got two different shades of greenery just to differentiate between the two. And just like the flowers, this requires no special skills. You just paint it on. That's it. That's it. There we go. And because this was why I did the heat embossing, I'm not having to worry about, I don't have to be as careful, not like I really am anyway, but I don't have to be as careful, and there's that little buffer, you know, those raised little bumper pads between the pink and the green area because it was heat embossed. That's why I do it. Yeah. So then they're not going to start mixing together and making things weird. That's why I heat emboss my images. So, yeah. Gonna fill them with greenery. Just like so. Heat that up. Missed a spot with pink, so I'm just wiping. I just have a cloth off to the side that I'm just wiping my brush off on. Not with that shade, so we're going to take a little bit of that and go burp. Good. Done. There's one. Can you see the shimmer? No, you can't. You will. You will. I will show it. Let's go back to the greenery and get this done. Okay. So, filling in these leaves now. I can't remember what I said at the beginning. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. And I very much appreciate the support and the fact that you guys keep coming back. Even with my big mouth. And if for some reason someone has stumbled across this and feels the need to message me and be like, I really wish you would keep posting videos like you used to. I hate lives. I only do lives once a week. I still post tons of videos. I'm not sure where this concept happened or what, but I've had several people feel the need to comment or message or whatever to let me know how much they dislike lives, which I don't care. Thankfully, no one's forced to watch them. But just as a reminder, like, I still post tons of edited videos. That is the vast majority and will remain the vast majority of my content. The lives are just a bonus because they're fun. And we like to chat and hang out and just be a little bit chaotic. Just a little. Just a little, you know? I've been getting requests for, AmyR After Dark. That kind of content for, card making that might involve a glass of wine or two and that sort of stuff someday. I don't know. We would just have to have like warnings or something. I'm not sure. It could be very fun, but it also could be really bad. We'll see. It's for down the road. I can barely get a regular live to work. Okay, these are done. I just need to let them like fully dry. In fact, I need to like. No, I don't want to use that. I'm gonna use just a tissue because I can tell I've got some spots that are sitting on top of the heat embossing. So I'll just dab those up so that they don't transfer all over the place, because that's not fun. The rest of it should be fine. And I can actually show, I'll show the glittery, shimmery amazingness. Because it's amazing. Ooh, I didn't throw my brush very well in the cocktail party. I'm going to go over that and add more shimmer, because it needs it. It needs it. But that's why I like the mica stain sprays. That said, we need to remedy these two, because I obviously did not get. There we go. There we go. There's the shimmer. So we'll just add. We're just gonna add that, because why not? There we go. Gonna add that in there. It's gonna look fabulous and be all super shimmery. Okay, so that one we'll let dry. Do the same thing with this one. Because really, if the other ones are shimmery, this guy's feeling lonely and he needs to be shimmery too. And now he will be, because I can actually see it. Okay. And clean off my brush. Set these aside to let them dry. And then, coming back to this dude. Let me set these here. You guys do your thing. This is not completely dry, so I am going to, let's first zoom out a little bit. I am going to blast this with my heat tool. I don't recommend this. Generally, especially pastes that have like an effect, like crackle paste, etc., you want to just let them air dry. But we're live. I don't got time to sit here all day. It honestly doesn't take long. Like it's pretty dry. Like I can touch it, but it's not. I can tell from the back. Like it feels cold. Like it's not dry. So I'm going to speed up the process with the heat tool. So yeah, I don't recommend it. And if you can let things completely air dry, it's just better. Aqua shimmer pens are finally back in stock. Yes, I showed that in my last upload, the butterfly cards. I showed them and talked about it and linked to the aqua shimmer pens, because yes, they are back in stock, finally. Okay. Okay, it's dry enough. And then we've got, I'll call that crackle. Isn't that fun? And I love the fact that like those are big crackles and those are really micro fine crackles. Like, isn't that neat? It's just fun. It's just fun. So we're gonna just do, I needed a bigger brush. Where's all my brushes? I moved everything around. That was a good idea. Okay. No, not that brush. This brush will work. Should have pulled it out before I started. Anyway. Okay. Okay. And I also didn't grab clean water. Good job, Amy. You're winning a life. Let's just use this. Totally winning a life. Okay. We're going to use some pinks for the background and just regular spray. You can use watercolors for this. You can use inks. It doesn't matter. But I was in a spray mood. So spun sugar and picked raspberry. Just regular distress spray stains. Because I just want to add some color because I like how it'll seep into the crackly bits. And yeah. So gonna just put a little bit on here. We're not gonna need a whole lot since I'm only doing one background and not multiples. Do a bit more because I like doing it like this versus like actually trying to pour it out, because guaranteed I'd end up like accidentally tipping the entire bottle over. Guaranteed. Okay. So spun sugar and picked raspberry. Just add some of that to my palette, and I'll probably grab some of the mica stain sprays that are just sitting on here, because why not? And then, crap, I need a little, this will work. I'll just use my little teacup. Yeah, it's clean enough. I don't care. Actually, no, I lied. Can you go dump this out and just refill it with clean water?
I want to take a sip.
Don't drink the watercolor water. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Pretty sure I've seen this stuff growing something.
It probably is growing things. It's probably helping grow the gremlins that like to mess with my camera.
Do we need to exercise it?
No, you just need to rinse it out. This will work. I just have some clean water in a little cup over here. This will work until he gets back. So, nothing special. I'm just slapping water on. And the reason I do this is having your cardstock or like watercolor paper wet. When people talk about like wet on wet techniques or wet on dry would be for me to pick this up and just apply it directly to dry watercolor paper. And the reason I don't want to do that is what you pick up, especially with things like this, will immediately start soaking into the watercolor paper, which is fine. But if you've got areas that are wet first, the color will just move. So wet on wet, wet on dry. Again, it just depends on the look you're going for. I like adding some water because then things will move around a bit more. I just want this to be a very loose, soft sort of background, because obviously the focus is going to be the flowers that'll go on top. But now I can pick this up and see it starting to soak in to the little crackly bits. Thank you.
I still wouldn't drink it.
Well, no, don't. There's still like bits of watercolor and sediment and shimmer and everything in that jar. It's not for consumption. Okay. And then we'll do the picked raspberry, which is much darker. Just gonna slap that on there. A pipette could work. Yeah, you could use a pipette to like kind of siphon out the color. The only reason I don't though is then you need to clean up the pipette. So I'd rather, even though it's a little bit tedious, especially on a live, to do what I was doing with the little like spray nozzle. It's less for me to clean. That's the method to the madness. Okay, I'm also gonna pull in a bit of the mica stain that's sitting on my palette. So this right now is the Winterberry. Yeah, that's Winterberry. A little bit of Winterberry. Add a bit more water to that. So this will make the background also shimmery. And again, it like soaks in to the little crackly bits, which is what I love. Love it. Love it. You know? And I like how some of it's like pooling around the raised edges. So that again, it just gives it that extra extra something. So then we've got Cocktail Party, which I'm just gonna mix. I'm just mixing what's left from what I was painting earlier. So I just mixed the Cocktail Party and the Winterberry mica stains together. And we're just gonna stick it all over the place. Who cares? Excuse me. All right. Jessica just did a health check on my crackle paste. It's a goner. Yep. R.I.P. crackle paste.
It'll crackle no more.
It will crackle no more. Yeah. Check on your paste, everyone. They might need you. It's true, though. Again, pastes do have a shelf life. They don't last forever, sadly. You gotta use them. Just slapping them on. I'm not gonna add the Yuletide. That was the red mica stain. I'm not gonna add that to this because I don't want this background to be super intense. Yeah, we're just kind of letting it do its thing. This is good. I'm happy with this. This is fine. This is fine. We're gonna let it dry. I want it to be kind of light. I don't want it to be super, super dark because it is just the background. Clean that out so I can put my big wipes back into it. Okay. Okay. And actually let me wipe this palette off before I do anything else, because otherwise I will immediately put my elbow into it. And sprays, and especially the mica spray stains, will stain your clothing. 100%. I have items of clothing that are completely ruined because I got spray stain on them, or mica stain. It was the mica stain. And yeah, didn't come out. I wasn't surprised, but just letting people know. Okay, so same thing. We need to let this dry. These ones are almost dry. We gotta start doing some die cutting for my sentiments. Okay, my sentiments. My main sentiment, I thought I was gonna use, it's still gonna be a Valentine card, but I have the CZ Design Hello wafer die, because it's going to be a 5x7 card. This is a good sized wafer die. I also have some glitter cardstock, because obviously, oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. All of these ones are out. It's going to be between these two. Do I want to do lighter pink? I'm going to do the darker pink. That's beautiful. This is linked below, just like everything else. Okay, we're going to use the glitter cardstock for the actual sentiment. Just like so. And then for the, oh, I got stuff everywhere. I got a mess going on here. Okay. Okay. And then the outline, I think I'm just going to do some ivory cardstock, which I actually just had and I put away earlier when I was talking to Chris. So it's all Chris's fault.
It is?
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, it's your fault. There we go. This is when I save all my scraps. Okay, I'll do that because my card base is going to be ivory. That was my plan anyway. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. What's going on in my head is coming to fruition. Hopefully in a good way. We shall see. Okay. Yes, the Hello Wafer Die is a CZ design one. Love me some Kathy Zielski, and I love her stamps and dies. Okay. Now, we die cut. Okay. I got too many things going on here. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Don't need that. Let's put this over here to dry. Okay, stay in your little home. Got the outline. And then the fabulous word. Die cut to perfection. Yes. Okay. And then, do I want to do, crap. Do I do that color? Do I do more of a red color? What do I want? Make up your mind, Amy. What do you want? I think we'll just do dull pink. Dull pink? Dull pink? Why not? Why not? Why not? But then I need more of it. That's sort of. These will work. Get all my little scraps out. Okay. Hello, Barbara. Okay. Figuring out what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Yeah. Okay. I want another layer of this. I want one for the other sentiment. I'll need that for that, this for this. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Yeah. Okay. Hello to New Zealand. Crazy. You're in the future. Alright. Because you gotta add dimension. Because as Laura Basson, aka Laura Fedora, says, dimension is life. She sings it. I'm not gonna sing it. We've had enough audio issues. You guys do not need to listen to me sing on top of it. I like you guys too much to subject you to that. Okay. Save those little scraps for another project. Here we go. Nothing that a good tap can't do. So we'll have our, no, wrong one. We'll have our layers all die cut. And then I can stick them together. Should I have done this before I started the live? Yes. Yeah. Okay. I will admit, it is really satisfying to like throw your wafer dies around. I don't do it very often because I'm more often than not, mine don't bounce like this. They bounce, you know, and end up under my desk somewhere. And then I'm curling around on the floor, which I've said in many videos, trying to find wafer dies that usually it's not even because I intentionally throw them. They just hop off the desk and land in the weirdest places. And it's annoying. And yeah. But it does get them out of the die really quick. See, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. It's one of the perks of not having a thigh gap is you can catch most things before they fall on the floor. What? It's true.
It is true.
Embrace it. You know, body positivity. I am not only inclusive, we are all about body positivity. So, yay for the lack of a thigh gap. It helps with your crafting. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. Okay. Just a little bit of Craft Tacky glue in a little precision bottle. Gonna get this on here so that I can stack these together to give them their amazing dimension. As always, you can totally skip this, but it does look nicer, you know? It really does. Okay. So we got one layer there of just some pink cardstock, or 2 layers stuck together, just like so. Give it a little tap. And then we will top it with the glitter cardstock die cut. Just like so. Okay. It's sparkly and amazing because we all love sparkle. There we go. This is also why I use liquid adhesive, because it gives me wiggle room, especially with little die cuts like this. Although this isn't little, but this is one that I call a finicky die cut. It's still simple, like, yes. Yes. Okay. 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 Now to adhere this to the outline that I die cut from ivory cardstock. Okay. Gonna put glue on the back of this. Just like so. Okay. For the new paragraph, what's the difference between glues? Can I use just like an Elmer's school glue for my papers? Kind of. The problem with Elmer's like school glue is, from what I understand, I think it has like a higher water content.
To make it safe for consumption.
You zip it. Do not eat the glue.
I'm not saying you
don't
should.
Don't eat the glue. Don't eat glue. But yes, you technically can. Just be aware that it does have a higher water content. And if your cardstocks are thinner, if you're not using, because I've had people ask about that too, with cardstock and even with Craft Tacky glue, because that's what I'm using. It's linked in the description, you know, all the things. But this is just super tacky PVA craft glue. I just have this in this bottle. Same thing. Thinner cardstocks, regardless of the glue you use, a lot of times people will comment and say that they're like, you can see the glue. You know, like you got your piece of cardstock and you put glue on it and then you adhere it to your card base. Obviously not glitter cardstock, like regular cardstock, and you glued it. And then you can see the glue. 99% of the time, it's the cardstock is too thin. Or if it's a thick heavyweight cardstock and you still see the glue, you're using way too much glue. You don't need very much at all. So you can totally use Elmer's glue, especially when you're a beginner and you've just gotten started. You don't need like all the fancy tools. you know, and glue isn't a crazy expense. There are some things that I find that it actually ends up being more expensive when you cheap out with certain things, and it's like it honestly is better just to get the proper tool, etc. in the first place. But with things like an adhesive, if your Elmer's glue is working for you, great, totally great, you know, like yeah. Although like liquid glues are not expensive. Like a bottle of this is like $5, I think, you know. So there's many options. There are many options, and it's just personal preference. I'm not going to get into it in this live because I also don't have every single glue and I can't really compare, and I don't know the formulas, you know. I just go by consistency. This is the thickest glue on the market that I'm aware of. It's not for everyone. Another good one is the Nouveau. I'm covering the thing because that actually has the same glue in it. But the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive in this sort of bottle, that's another good one. So that one's a little tiny bit more, but you get a good amount. Anyway. Okay. Okay. So we got that adhered. Now what am I doing with my life? Other sub-sentiments. But first, okay, everything's dry. Looks like it. It's dry so we can show how amazing. See, now it's sparkly. There we go. It was worth doing the second coat. It's sparkly. Another red one isn't sparkly. I'm like having a hard time picking this up on camera. My camera's not agreeing with me.
It does look very sparkly.
Sparkly, I love it. We love sparkle. Sparkle, shimmer, all the things. Okay, wafer dyes. They're here. Okay. Oh, not only was this the very first for me, and I think this was the first for Simon Says Stamp, their first big stamp, when this set came out 5 or 6 years ago, whenever it was. I think this was the first one. I think. I might be wrong. I just remember getting it and I was just like, oh, obsessed. Hence the playlist and a bajillion videos. And then it wasn't until much later, because the requests and the demand was so high, that they did a coordinating wafer die set. Because, and Tim went over this in his video, his live actually yesterday. But for those that aren't aware, when it comes to quality steel dies, Simon Says Stamps are made in the US, by the way. That just is. Price is based on the size, because it's actually a plate of stainless steel, and it's based on the size. It doesn't matter if the let's just say this was the plate. It doesn't matter if it's one wafer die or they fit 50 in there. The price is based on the size of the stainless steel plate, because it's based on the steel. Steel prices ain't cheap. But yeah, and then brands try to usually nestle other dyes into it to make the price better. Sometimes the intricacies, you know, all the work that went into it, design, etc., etc. So anyway, this is a pricey die set. I am aware. I've gotten plenty of use out of it. I purchased this die set myself, and I have used it a ton. A ton. Where is my washi tape? Okay. So, just saying that. Anyway, I love that stamp. Yes, it is. Everything I'm using is linked in the description box below the video, and then Chris has been posting it in the chat as well. And yeah, I checked before I went live. Come on, washi tape. Why are you being difficult? Only when I'm on camera. Seriously? Washi tape also has a shelf life, for those that aren't aware. It does. The adhesive on washi tape does dry out. So if you have a huge washi tape collection, that's another thing for you to check on, because they do dry out. And that's why I'm just using up a lot of my old washi tape. I use it to just hold my wafer dies in place, because yeah, mine is old. There we go. Mine is very, very old. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now let's get this lined up. And then it's in place. Yep. Okay. We're gonna tape this in place. I always place the tape on the outside. I try not to get the tape onto the image, because when you are running your die cuts through a die cut machine, pressure No matter how low tack the tape claims to be, you are applying massive amounts of pressure, which is just fusing that tape to your image. I'm not as concerned about like tearing the cardstock per se, but I try to avoid getting tape over the image because a lot of times, regardless of the tape, you'll go to peel it up and it will remove some of the color, sometimes tear, etc., etc. So I always tape to the outside, and that's just to hold it in place when I die cut so that it doesn't shift. So now I'm going to use the bigger die cut plates for this one. Okay. Running this check washi collection. Yeah. Check your pastes, people. Check your washi tapes. Because yes, they do have shelf lives. Things do not last forever, sadly. Sadly. A lot of it lasts for a really long time, but it doesn't last forever. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's do this again, and then I'll save the rest of this watercolor paper for a different project. Because, yeah, that can get with the rest of the watercolor paper. Let's put it over there. Okay. And yes, I technically can also cut into the magnet, like with the Anna Griffin machine, you can cut into the magnetic mat. I just don't like doing that. I just don't. So yeah, although I can tell I actually got some schmutz on this from the mica stains. They did transfer a bit, which is fine. We'll just wipe it off. And it's good. But that's also why, because since I flip things over, I don't want to get like cutty marks and stuff. And yeah. But to each their own. You can do whatever you want. I would just rather tape it in place because I'm old school, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Shift that a little bit. That one works. Okay. I got an Empress for Christmas. That's a sweet Christmas gift. Yes. Yes. I do love the Empress. The Empress, and then for my manual machines, I use the Spellbinders Platinum 6. Love them. Okay, I totally did not have these lined up. Give me 1 second here. Go where we're supposed to be. Over there. Like this. Kind of look around. Looks about right. Okay. Let's do this again. Hopefully I didn't totally mess it up. We'll see. We'll see, man. Okay. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it did shift a bit, but that's okay. I don't care. I don't care. It is handmade. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're going with it. Let me quickly wipe that off too. I obviously had mica stains sitting on top of the embossing. So, there. Everything's clean. We're good to go. They're die cut. It'll be fine. Because my plan... Where's the background? Background is not fully dry, but it's almost dry. And then I'm going to trim it down. Right now it's 5 by 7. I'm going to trim it down a bit. Planning on maybe going like that. See, this is the... And I'll be chopping parts off. Yeah. Method to the madness. Okay. Die cutting wasn't perfect, but really, what is? I need some cardstock for the card base. That stay. And yeah. Okay. Okay. I gotta move stuff out of the way here. I probably need to zoom out a little bit. There we go. There we go. So my card base for a 5x7 card base means I need to cut this to 10 by 7. And then save that for future projects. And the scur buddy for all your scurrying needs. That is henceforth how it shall be known from now on, as the scur buddy. Because after watching Kathy Zielski's hubby Dan do the voiceover for one video, every time now it's like, it's the scur buddy. Alright, so scored it at 5 with my little Teflon bone folder. And reinforce that fold. There we go. There we go. Card base, 5x7. Bam. Okay, and then, but wait, there's more. I got schmutz on it. We're gonna take the card inside out, because we've got a stamp on the inside of the card. So we've folded it inside out. Okay. So we got some tape in there. And then, can I use this one, or am I going to have to pull out the Big Daddy? We might. Where's my stamp set? It's run away. It's over here. We're good. I found it. Doesn't really matter. Okay, this is the inside of the card. Gonna do like that. Can I make it work? If I do like that. Stop it. No.
The poltergeist came out.
Stupid filing cabinet. For those that aren't aware, I'm in my garage. The floor is sloped in here. I have absolutely everything under the sun is on shims and just all the things. And I have a big lateral file cabinet behind me that keeps all my cardstock. And yeah, it likes to just go all the time because it's super heavy. Anyway, it annoys me. Okay, back to what I was doing. Okay, I'm making this work. So I don't have to pull out the great big memory MISTI because that thing is huge and I literally don't have space. So I want to stamp this on the inside of my card. Just like this to kind of mimic how it's going to go on the outside of the card. So I'm going to use just a light ink for this, which I did pull out. Here we go. Concord in 9th ballet slipper. Just a nice light pink ink. I'm just going to tappy tap that on here. There we go. And actually that color on Simon's Ivory cardstock is perfection. Love it. And then we can just flip this around. Line it up again. Yep. Because yes, I will write right over this. People always ask, where do you write on the insides of your cards when I stamp like almost the entire thing on top of it? This is just extra. Gotta have something on the inside of your cards. Love it. There we go. So yeah. Fabulous. Clean this off again. Okay. Another gremlin. Oh yeah, I got like poltergeists and gremlins in here. Always. Always. It's just is what it is. Okay. Let's put this back. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Yeah. And then for my sentiments, I'm I'm going to use one on the outside that's specifically Valentine's Day, which you can obviously skip if you're not into Valentine's Day, but I'm going to use that on the outside because it'll say, hello, happy Valentine's Day. And then there was the one that I wanted to use on the inside. I'm just going to put you are my person. Because obviously I'm not going to, although really, any of you guys, it's like, to the amazing person I love, you know? Why not? But yeah. Whoever wins this card, you are my person. Why not? You know? We're just gonna stick that right in the center. Yep. And because it's a brand new stamp and I haven't used it yet, it helps to condition the stamp a bit. I just rubbed my fingers on it. It's good to go. Where's the VersaFine Clair? Okay. And then there we go. There we go. And then quickly. Clean that off. Okay. Get that cleaned off so that I can put that away so I don't lose it. Okay, so that's the inside of the card. Set that aside again. I need that pink cardstock. Actually, I might even be able to use just this little random scrap. Yeah. I just want to use this little Happy Valentine's Day. And I was going to do white, but you know what? I'll just do black. Or cream. What do I want to do? I don't know. Alright. Give me a sec here. Let's do that. And actually, yeah, let's use cream embossing powder. Where did it go? Right there. Okay. And near disaster. I popped part of the lid off and nearly dumped like 4 containers worth of embossing powder.
That would have been a very bad mess.
That would have been another reason for Amy to cry on a live. It's been a while since I've done that, so if we can avoid that, that'd be great. You know, I've been emotional enough. Thank you. We're good. Everything's good. Okay. Back to everything. Let's use the anti-static powder. Just like so. Him under the way. Him stand up. I'm going to clear embossing ink this time, which I didn't link to, but I'll add that afterwards. Clear embossing ink is clear embossing ink. So we're going to ink this up with clear embossing ink. And then stamp it. And I don't press very hard when I'm doing small sentiments because if you reef on it, you squish the stamps and you'll lose a lot of the detail. And then, let's dump that out. Yeah, this is Simon's cream embossing powder. White will also work. Or I could have stamped it in just the VersaFine Clair Nocturne and used the Wild Clear Matte Dull. That would work too. Up to personal preference. Okay. And then we gotta melt this. Yep. Okay. Stick him over there. That out of the way. We'll just quickly remove the anti-static powder. There is a coordinating die set for this, which I also haven't used. But you could also just trim this out with a little paper trimmer. Or sentiment label wafer dies, those sorts of things too. But I have the coordinating wafer dies, so I'm going to use them. So this will... Okay. Put that back in there. And I've shown this in many videos, but for those that haven't seen this, when it comes to, let me zoom in. When it comes to snipping apart wafer dies, specifically those little bits, you don't want to snip them off. You just want to grab them with your snips. I have them linked, and the ones like here where it makes a good pair. There's a lot of good ones on the market. I just have it. You pinch it with this, and then you twist it off. So I pinch it as close to the wafer die as possible and twist, because if you were to just snip these off, it'll go flying, specifically into your eyeball. So one, you should be wearing eye protection doing this. I have big glasses, and I take full responsibility. But that's why I do it like this, so that they don't end up all over the place. And then I just do it into a tissue, a dried up baby wipe, whatever. And that's it. Quick, simple, easy. And by also twisting it off, usually it kind of removes the little sharp edges that you get when you actually snip them. So then we just go like that. And we're good. We're good. Okay. Now we can die cut this little sentiment. Just like so. Okay. Yes, better late than never, Dawn. Although my lives always stay up so people can replay. It's all good. It's all good. Get out of there. Yeah. Alright. Okay. It's taped in place. Yep. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. Let's die cut. Alright. Here it is. Don't want to lose that. Don't want to lose the wafer die. Let's stick him back in his little package. Back in his home where he belongs. Okay, I got all my random little elements here. This is still not dry. So I am going to blast this with my heat tool to dry it. Did the unpaid intern sign a waiver today for flying debris? He's an adult. He takes full responsibility. It's all good.
It's rarely directed at me.
Yeah, it's never intentional.
Nope.
Not fully dry. It's close. It's close. We're close. What brand of die cutter are you using? An Griffin EMPRESS. Everything I'm using is listed and linked in the description box below the video, including all the tools, so the die cut machine, heat tool, etc., etc. So there's also a link to, it's near the top of the description box, a link to a visual supply list. You can click on that, it'll open up in another window, and it's got everything almost everything listed, and then it's picture length, so you can see everything at a glance. Almost dry. Almost. And yes, the unpaid intern is adding the links in the chat at the same time, so yep. That always helps. Okay. Yes. Okay. I want to trim this down a little bit because right now it's 5 by 7. I want it to be slightly smaller than my card base. So I'm going to take off a 1/4 inch off of each side. That should work. So we do that. And then that. So it's going to be, yeah, it'll be 4.5 by 6.5. There we go. Just like so. It's like magic. And then I am going to put a couple pieces of just scrap cardstock behind this.
Oh no, one of your Hello Kitty characters.
Hey, save him.
I'm getting What's this one's name, do you know?
That one is, I don't remember. Ask the kids. They remember the specific names. There's so many Hello Kitty characters now. I know Cinnamoroll and My Melody's the pink one. So I think he's Cinnamoroll.
Cinnamoroll?
Yeah. I think that's him. Or maybe the yellow one. No, the yellow one's no. I don't remember. There's more characters. I like them. Anyway.
I think we should call the blue one Lightning.
You don't get to name them. They have names. Anyway. Okay. I'm just using some scrap cardstock. So I have 4.5. Okay. Using some scrap cardstock, I'm going to put on the back of this just to help, because it's a little warped. Not much, but it's a little warped. So this will help flatten everything and keep it adhered. And it'll give it a tiny bit of dimension off the card base. Not much. Like, you can also use foam tape. I'm going to use foam tape for the flowers, so I'm not doing it for this. So we're just going to go. Oops. Good job, Amy. Good job. Your mouth is mathing so amazingly. This will be fine. This will be fine. Okay. Set that aside. And then my glue. Okay. Okay. I didn't know that they have a mini die cut. They do. There's the Anna Griffin Empress is the big one. Then there's the Empress Mini, which is the smaller one. I started with the Mini. I loved it. And then I was able to get my hands on the bigger die cut machine. And the bigger die cut machine is like my holy grail. And I can use the smaller cutting plate. That's why I have it linked. I link to the big machine, and then next to it I have the mini plates. And I have those linked together. Because, yeah, if I'm die cutting smaller things, there's no point using the larger plates. I just use the mini plate. So, okay. There we go. Got that adhered. This one's going to be a little bit off because, like I said, my math was mathing fabulously. My brain was just meh. Meh. It's going to be fine though. So yeah, stick some glue on there. Put that up together. Press that down. And then usually with things like this, I just stick it under my MISTI for a little bit. How's everybody doing? We're just going to sit for a second. That's it. Take a little break. Check on your pace. Check on your pace. Check on your washi tape. Have a sip of whatever your drink of choice. I'm just drinking water. You guys really don't want me doing lives, drinking anything else. It wouldn't, it'd be fine. I run my mouth enough without alcohol. You guys don't even want to see it. It wouldn't be good. Okay. There we go. There we go. Yep. Okay. Got that. And we've got our card base, which I left taped inside out. So we're gonna flip that back over. There's my bone folder. Flip that back over. And then we're gonna adhere this to the background, or to the card base. Again, just using craft tacky glue. Just like so. Okay. And stick that on the card base. The Life with Amy After Dark contains wine, right? Yeah, that is the plan. We'll see. It'll be down the road. Down the road at some point. I've been getting a lot of requests for it, but yeah, we'll see. All right, so there's the card base. I adhered it on the right spot. That's good. Oh my goodness. And then if we go like this, and like this, and like that. That's the plan. That's the plan. So what I want to do is actually take a little bit of this nearly dried out washi tape that I swear was working fine until we go live. Always. Okay. I'm just going to use the washi tape to carefully hold this in place. Carefully. It doesn't need to be this careful. I just need a place marker because we're going to flip this over. And I'm going to use a pencil. Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? Where did it go? There it is. Going to use a pencil. Just give me a rough idea so I'm not applying foam tape past the edges. Because that saves me on foam tape, plus it's just, then I won't have any like little sticky bits on the edges when I trim off the parts that are hanging over, because that can get annoying. Okay. And then for the foam tape, because if you're going to adhere on top of texture paste, this is crackle paste, especially things like glitter paste, you want a strong adhesive. The Craft Tacky liquid glue that I was using, that is a good one. It works. I've done that. Or things like foam adhesive. So Big Mama foam tape for the win, because it is strong, but also it's thin. So it's not like, it's thin. And it's not going to add a ton of bulk, where's my scissors, to the card. So we can just add foam tape. And so that'll pop it up a little bit, you know, give everything a little bit of dimension. Just like so. Go down over there so you're not sticking over the edge. And we'll cut a couple little pieces. Oop. One there. One there. Yep. Okay. And then and I do have this linked with the supplies, both the tape and these scissors, these little Simon Says stamp scissors. I love these things for foam tape, like especially this stuff. Well, and some of the other foam tapes I have that are like insanely sticky. These scissors are awesome, man. Okay. I didn't mark which one was the top and which one was the bottom. Not like, it doesn't really matter. Actually, I know which one is one. It doesn't matter though. It's so odd watching other people cut things that feel similar to being the passenger in a car. I know, right? Because my edited videos, I just edit all that out and speed it up. Yeah, because this is kind of boring, really. Like, I'm applying foam tape. Your lives have been forever changed. It's amazing. Amazing. The skill. The skill. Okay. Back to what I was doing. Just gonna stick it on there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Commit. We're good. And then stick that there. There we go. Peel off the little bits. And then we do it again. No, it doesn't matter. Because then we flip it over and we chop off all the bits hanging off. And I'm just using the edge of the card as a guide. So that I can trim off all those little bits. There we go. We've got a almost finished card. Oh. Thank you, Zan. Is it Zan or Zon? Zan? I think it's Zan, but thank you. There. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I can add just a smidge of foam tape to the back of one little spot here. Because if we're gonna do this, we're just gonna pop it right there. Just for that one little spot. And then same with the L. We're gonna stick a little piece right there. And a little sliver behind right there. I think that's all we're gonna need. No, I lied. Stick it right there. There we go. Okay, now we can get that in place. Peel off. And this was actually the piece I messed up in the live like a month ago. the holiday one, where I made the 2 holiday cards with the Holly 3D embossing folder. And I stamped something inside and I messed it up and had to redo it. That's why I saved my cardstock. Cardstock has 2 sizes. I flipped it over and I die cut it. That's what you do. That's what you do. Okay, my card's right side up. We're gonna go like that. It would have helped if I actually stuck glue behind the rest of the sentiment. Good job, Amy. You're a professional. That's when you just go like this. You take your glue and you just kind of zhuzh it in there. It helps if you hold your tongue outside your mouth when you're doing it. That is the professional way. And then you do the same thing over here. You just get in there like that. And it works. So yeah, add the liquid glue before you stick the rest of it down. But whatever, it's all gonna hold, it doesn't matter. Oh, we're good, we're good. And then that little guy, I'm just gonna cut, since I only have to do one tiny little bit. Just cut off just a little bit of that. And stick it on the back of that guy. I do that all the time too. Does that make me a professional? Yeah, you're totally a professional. Yeah. This time, peel the backing off. I got the backing off. Seriously. Okay. Then add glue to the rest of it, like so. There we go. And we're gonna pop that one into place. Yep. Okay. And then I have bling. Bling to match. Gotta have some bling. Okay. These are Simon's Candy Hearts sequins. That's what inspired the colors. I was like, ooh, very, very Valentine's. Works. It works. So we're just gonna sprinkle some of these here and there. Get off my finger. Okay. Stick some there. Stick one over here. Why not? Tuck a few here and there. They really do not want to work for me. There we go. Stick one under there. Yeah. I need some lighter pink. Get off my finger. Man. Okay. Yep. No, I don't like that. Just a few. Just a few. Don't need a ton. Okay. Then we're just gonna glue them into place with the craft tacky glue. Just like so. And then these guys, I just kind of squeeze a little bit of glue and then just kind of zhuzh it in there. I don't know why, but I really like the look of tucking little confetti and stuff behind the main image, the die cuts, whatever. I don't know why. I just like it. Flip back over where you belong. There we go. There we go. Go dab glue. Press them into place. Great job, Amy. You're a professional.
What'd you spill? Oh. Well.
Yeah,
At least it's not glitter.
Truth. This is going to be easy to clean up, but yeah. Told you guys. This is what happens all the time. Yep. We're just gonna go like this. That's why I have a stack of these. We're just gonna scrape that into another tray. There we go. There we go. And these ones, of course, want to be static. Get out of there. Alright. Let's put these back in the bag before I knock those over. There. Wasn't the end of the world. It's all good. We're fine. And we're done. I did it. You can pick a winner. I'm gonna zoom in and then I'll droop. There we go. And then the flashlight. Get over here. There we go. Let's look at the sparkly amazingness. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. Because you have to stand up to do it. Even the background's got some sparkle to it because of I'd use like the mica stain sprays on the background here and there too. So we've got sparkle. Sparkly amazingness. Love it. Love it. Isn't that fun? Love me some sparkle. And then of course, as always, on the inside, we've got the images and the sentiment. We did it. I only knocked over one thing, only had however many tech issues. A little bit of an outburst about my stance on inclusivity. You know, what's alive with AmyR without causing issues? Anywho,
we have a winner.
We have a winner.
Winner is Betty Ann Wells.
Betty Ann Wells. I will be mailing this out to you hopefully this week. I make no promises. I was way behind. I just posted on Instagram, or not Instagram, my Facebook page, like yesterday. I just mailed out the last 3 lives worth of cards, like Friday, so they'll be actually sent out this coming week. But yeah, I will be mailing you this card. The weather is supposed to be stupid cold, so. But yeah, I'll mail this out to you, and thank you guys for putting in your name and everything for the card giveaway, and we'll just keep doing it with the lives. It's fun. This was fun. And then, like I always do, I will do my social media, post it to my blog, my Facebook page, Instagram, etc., etc. I'll be doing that after the live. I'll update the supply list. Pretty much everything is there, with the exception of the one stain spray. Oh, and the embossing powder. So I will update all of that, but everything is currently listed and linked in the description box below the video. And yeah, that's it. We did it. I survived. And for the most part, this live went fine, other than those few random little camera flickering and different things. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me and the chaos and all the things. It's loads of fun. It's loads of fun. And I'll be back for sure on Sunday. As always, we'll see. I always mean to squeeze in another, random lives here and there, but it's life. It's life. And then, yeah, regular videos, as always. I'll be posting a bunch of those. I don't think I have any other housekeeping, do I? I don't think so. There's nothing else.
Welcome to 2024.
Yes. Happy New Year. We started 2024 off with a bang. If it's not one thing, it's another. But yeah, and then of course, big thanks to the unpaid intern here. Wait, can I do this? Can I do this without breaking things?
Should be able to.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. See?
I did it.
Yeah.
And then see, I don't want to touch the microphone. That's why I keep it up higher, because it looks stupid in screen. But I'm not going to touch it till after we turn off the live, because me touching it makes the gremlins do things. So whatever. Is what it is. But anywho, thank you guys so much. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.